We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals.
Thank you. Cabinet colleagues, permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries, the director of NDMA, directors here present, senior civil servants here present, security personnel, the press, ladies and gentlemen. Few weeks ago, we were all wondering what would befall the Gambian population, particularly the vulnerable and marginalized, in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Worldwide, the public emergency regulations restricting social and economic activities have ushered in a situation of desperation and anxiety among the general public, whose survival was threatened by simmering food insecurity due largely to dependence on imported food items. The Gambia has witnessed a serious threat to nationhood as the COVID-19 crept in with the associated dangers of consuming the most active population and bringing all economic activities to a standstill. Today, we are gathered here to express our gratitude to His Excellency, the President, Mr. Adama Barrow, for providing the enabling environment that led to the successful conclusion of one of the biggest food distribution exercises Gambia has ever witnessed and conducted in response to the food insecurity challenges of the pandemic. As the chairperson of the Cabinet COVID Subcommittee, I am indeed delighted to give a remark at the closure of this noble cause that has brought joy to many households in the country in response to the COVID pandemic. In times of uncertainties and emergencies, welfare states provide social assistance to its people through various means. The bailout strategies, although temporary in most cases, are introduced to tackle the most pressing needs of the population. The Gambia government and partners in this regard have seen the COVID social response as a national priority at this material time when there is a global economic crisis threatening the livelihoods of the global population. This current situation, if left unchecked, could further deepen the already poverty and food insecurity situation of the country. We thank His Excellency, President Barrow, for making the right decision to support his population in these difficult times. As we move through the ravages of COVID-19, more remains to be desired for. The human cost of the food crisis in times of emergencies could be enormous. With the COVID pandemic blowing the embers of despair, surging unemployment and joblessness could expose thousands of families in the Gambia to threats of poverty and hunger. At all times, food and nutritional security are the foundations of a decent life, a sound education, and means of achieving the national development goals. In anticipation of the short-term impact of the COVID pandemic, the government of the Gambia responded with the greatest ever food assistance operation that targeted almost 84% of the urban population and 100% of the rural population. These are short-term social protection measures which are unprecedented and impactful. However, such measures most often are not sustainable as the cost of if persistent, could seriously affect the drivers of economic growth. As we have learned lessons from the exercise, it is time to ensure that we have the means to feed ourselves and most especially to safeguard the poorest and most vulnerable. We must ensure safety nets for those who cannot afford food and support the small businesses during this critical time of desperation. We must transform our agricultural development process, markets, and how food is distributed. We must do so based on a thorough understanding of the issues. That is one of the surest means of eradicating extreme poverty and fulfill our development aspirations as a sovereign state. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to find closer-term solutions to our food insecurity, we need predictable increases in funding to develop sustainable food systems that can withstand shocks such as an economic crisis or disease pandemics that cause economic paralysis. The government of the Gambia is therefore determined to ensure a coordinated approach to food security issues, in particular at all levels. Today, I am certain that the food distribution exercise in most parts of the country have either been completed or is nearing completion, while others have started. I must say that we should not be complacent, as the number of COVID-19 cases is on the increase in the Gambia. It is alive and could spread like a wildfire. Therefore, I call on all and sundry to exercise social distancing and also assist the security forces in enforcing the public emergency regulations, including all other best practices to protect our lives. Let us be our own policemen and women in reporting any suspected case of COVID-19 and mitigate any potentials that could further spread the virus. I therefore call on all to engage in sensitization to spread the mantra on COVID-19 prevention. In conclusion, I must register on behalf of His Excellency, the President, our profound gratitude and appreciation to all the foot soldiers who stood by us in getting the much-needed food aid to both rural and urban downtrodden. Our special thanks go to all men and women in uniform who have spent helpless, sleepless nights in providing security at McCarthy Square. To those security officers who also accompanied vehicles for distribution of food items, we thank all of you for your patriotism. Your role at these critical moments of our history is gigantic and exemplary. Our appreciation goes to those patrolling the national borders and those frontliners providing essential services at the COVID treatment and quarantine centers. To the Ministry of Health also for the great efforts that are being done, sleepless nights, running after the sick, trying to trace and quarantine. My cabinet colleagues have played a wonderful role in getting the pieces together for the successful implementation of the COVID-19 program. They deserve a big thumb up for the efforts in providing policy and strategic guidance and direction. At this juncture, I am pleased to introduce to you the National COVID-19 Response Coordinator, Mr. Alassane Senghor, whose role will be to facilitate the implementation of the COVID-19 program in terms of health as well as humanitarian dimensions of COVID response, working closely with the NDMA, whose mandate is to respond to disaster matters in the Gambia. I must commend the regional governors and the area councillors, area council functionaries who tirelessly provided data and the wherewithal for the successful distribution of food items at the regional level. To the chiefs and alcaldes for engaging and taking leadership in the food distribution, leaving no one behind in their communities. Our thanks go to the NDMA. Mr. Sana Dahaba, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you very much for the exemplary leadership you have shown in driving this difficult process as we move forward to achieve this day today. And the SPD staff for providing the technical framework for guiding the distribution process to ensure accountability and transparency. I applaud the private sector and the business fraternity for answering to our call when their services were much needed, more especially to the women entrepreneurs who were able to provide supplies of food items in real time despite the challenges. I also recognize and appreciate the efforts of the youth for providing loading and offloading food items, as well as the various transporters for transporting the food across the country, accompanied by the security forces. I implore the media to support the cause, as the disease is poised to threaten our existence as a civilization. And therefore, we need more visibility. We need to engage constructively. We need to do more sensitization using the media, as social distancing is a principle in protecting. So you have a very big role to play. I once again want to thank honorable ministers and members of the COVID-19 subcommittee, the security forces, the frontline healthcare providers, the various institutions involved in managing the process, the Gambia Printing Press, the NDMA and entire logistic team that made this possible, the trade, agriculture, finance, Minister of Women, Central Bank, the offices of Accountant General, Internal Audit, the Red Cross, governors and mayors across the regions, as well as chiefs, alcalolus and their communities, the various enterprises that facilitated the supplies of food, small and medium-scale enterprises, importers, transporters and laborers, the Ports Authority, young people, the Department of Strategic and Policy Division and permanent secretaries, chiefs, alcalolus and communities, Office of the Vice President staff, and the Cabinet Subcommittee for creating this enabling environment and engaging tirelessly to ensure that we reach this level. With special thanks to His Excellency President Barrow for responding generously and responsibly to the COVID-19 pandemic and took up his duty with bold steps to move this country forward. I thank you all, and may Allah bless the Gambia, and may we be protected from COVID. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Just before we begin the press conference, I would ask Mr. Al-Hassan Senghor to come forward. The Gambia, Al-Hassan Senghor. Yeah, the Gambia government, in recognition of the seriousness of the pandemic, has decided to appoint at the highest level a COVID-19 coordinator. He's the national coordinator of the COVID program. I'm sure he's a familiar face. Most of you who work with the Red Cross. He's been Secretary General of the Red Cross many years ago. He went international, he came back and served again until recently. So, Mr. Senghor, welcome. In the coming days and weeks, you will be seeing him more in the press conferences and other government programs. You know, I apologize when I started talking, I never introduced you. I skipped that. Now we'll begin the press conference. You raise your hand, you identify your name, your organization, and then you can fire your question. Yes? Can you come closer? Can you come closer, please? Yeah, so that at least they can hear you. Because I'm not answering your questions, it's the Vice President. Yeah, okay.
Al-Hassan Senghor will come and give vote of thank.
Okay. One question. And Madam Vice President, I can answer that question. Yeah. No, hold on. I'm going to answer your question. I never said the distribution was going to end by 8 May. The distribution from McCarthy Square to the provinces. That's what I said. Okay, so that one, the Vice President can answer that question.
We are doing pre-positioning before, but now we are getting actual data from the...
Well, thank you very much. That's a very good question. First and foremost is to tell you that this supplies that has taken place in the Gambia is first of its type and one of the greatest efforts that have been made by any existing president in the country. And it involved a lot of logistics. 84% of the population is a very large percentage. And as a result, the logistics that was involved, what we expected and what it came to be are completely different. But I am sure by now, you should be proud enough to see that with all the work that has been going on, today we are here to witness it. We must expect challenges. And these challenges are what we have been addressing. Distribution has reached almost all the regions. They are being distributed to the distribution points. And what is happening now, those that were supplied in other areas in excess are being moved to other. These are normal logistical issues that do occur, and it is expected. So I think right now, there is nowhere in the region they will tell you that the food is not there. So the timing and the dates that may have been given were in anticipation of the fact that, but we did not recognize that it was a very big logistic. Nearly the whole population is covered. 17% less, 100%, you can imagine. So I think this is almost a great achievement. Then when you talk about the state of emergency, I guess people have to understand that the state of emergency is not about politics. It's about development politics. It is about responding to the nation as a country when circumstances have changed, especially when it touches on the globe. It's a global pandemic. It is not about the Gambia alone. It is not about the sub-region alone. It is about the whole world. And therefore, it is an emergency for everybody. And it is a disease that nobody can tell you when we are going to cure it. Even the scientists have confessed and explained to us that they have not gotten vaccines to cure it yet. And therefore, the emergency situation is really serious. And as a result, we need to agree as a nation, not as political parties, but as a nation where all Gambians who are being the responsibility or the mantle of leadership in our various walks of life to engage constructively, see the Gambia, move the Gambia, and support His Excellency President Barrow, who is the President of the Republic of the Gambia, mandated by you, the people, to take responsibility under an emergency. And it is a democratic state, a state that is coming out of a difficult situation where we want to respect procedures. And that was the procedure that was taken by His Excellency the President, following the rule of law, following the proper governance structures to ensure that the National Assembly play its role and responsibility in supporting the nation and him to be able to respond to the Gambians, irrespective of who they are, where they are, and what is their political, religious, or orientation. What is important is the interest of the Gambia. This is a disease that leaves no one behind. It is something that is of great concern to the whole world, and everybody is making efforts, working with your National Assembly members to make sure that the best interest of the population is taken. And that was why it was necessary to have this emergency declaration in making sure that we respond to the pandemic initially. Now that initial situation, everybody was caught up by that, and we had to respond. Now that it has ended, and there is no improvement in terms of the numbers, you already know that the pandemic is increasing. If you look at the world over, there is need to extend it because that's the best practice, that's the best thing to be done. And His Excellency went out to the National Assembly in good faith and asked lawmakers to request for another extension. It has nothing to do with politics, partisan politics. It has to do with the Gambia. It has to do with the population. It has to do with the best interests of the country for it to happen. But it didn't. Remember, we are guided by laws and regulations. The new Gambia is all about change, and change in many ramifications to protect the democracy that His Excellency has ushered in, to move the country forward, and therefore he went back to ask for that, and it was not given. These rules and regulations also have other rules and regulations that empowers him to make sure that he uses those powers that are invested in him by the Constitution to be able to take the best interests of the country at heart and say, yes, these are the people who were given the mantle to represent us in the National Assembly. But since there is no consensus in building these ones, let me now go and use the powers, that is the extraordinary powers that I have, to protect my nation. And that is what His Excellency did. I just want to take the opportunity to thank those National Assembly members who voted to support the extension but could not win, because this is a democracy. We go by rule of law and we go by voting. And you have all seen the pattern of voting. I don't have to tell you. But it is not about partisan politics. It's about development politics. It's about moving the country forward and protecting the nation. And the primary duty bearer is His Excellency, President Barrow. That's exactly what he did. And I believe the population should appreciate it. He's taking leadership in his hands, responsible leadership, to do that.
The local language, yes.
Mm-hmm. jërëjëf sa laajte boobu ànd naa solo soo ko seetloo liñ jublu kenn xamut lan la dañ nekk ci yoon gaal goo xam ne xamuñ fu ñoo teer bon nag boor bu nekk lañ ko war a dalee ñu seet ni ñoo dalalee ak ni ñoo doxalee pour doxal mbooleem loo xam ne ñuñ koo def nekkut ne président bi dafa jóg toog di ko xalaatal boppam ministre yi nga xam ne ñoo taxaw ku nekk sa taxawaay fi nga war a nekk ministry of finance ang fa trade am fa ak yeneen ministres yi nga xam ne ñoo ko war a advice ñoo ko xelal won ko naka lañ mun a doxalee ba nga xam ne lii ñu def nii dafa tegook yoon soo ko seetloo àddina si yëpp Gambia nekkut in isolation àddina si yëpp li ñoo doxal yéen a ngi koo gis lu raw li Gambia di def waaye leena rek laa bëgg a puugaroo mooy li àddina si yëpp def Gambia dafa ñëw weesu ko parce que téeméer bu nekk juróom-ñetta fukk ak ñeneen ñi ñëpp mu président bi ne dinañ leen jox sukuru dinañ leen jox maalo dinañ leen jox diw ñu dundee ko jàppandeku ñu seet yeneen yi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo doxalee mënuma sori ci li nga ma laaj ñaareel bi parce que xam naa ne am na yu bari yu ñëw minister of finance sang fi président bi itam dina am taxawaay moo jëp teew joxoon nañ leen ne leen même jigéen ñi nga xam ne ñu ngee def seen gaadin yi ministre bi dina ko wax du ma ci sori yu bari lañ tiral foog ñu am yërmande pour suñ askan wi àddina si dafa wecceeku lu nekk dafa mit te Gambia bi soo ko seetloo ñàkk gi rëy na te bari na loolu la président Barrow gis bam ko gisee mu am ci yërmande lool mu ne dinañ def luñ mun su ko munoon tey 100% laa def pour ñëpp waaye soo ko seetloo fa doole gën a ñàkkee def na ko 100% fi nga xam ne tani wante nañ tuuti mu def ko 84% bon nag jërëjëf Barrow di jërëjëf nguur gi pour gis na ne lii xew nii safoo na ko jaaxal na ko mu ngi cee def ay jéego yoo xam ne rafet na te li moo doxal yëpp daf ko teg ci kaw sarta nekku ne dafa am lu mu def lu ko neex mu def ko dafa am ñu ko xelal ñi moo gindandekool teral ko ba nga xam ne mbooleem luñ leen wax rek ne moom lii la ñoo def bu ci yàlla àndee yàlla dina ko def ci kéemtalaay kattanam ak dimbale boppam buggu ci dara maa moo may liggéey buggu ci dara li moo liggéey yëpp nguur gi la ko gisalee Gambia bi yëpp la ko gisalee pour dimbale sax ñi nga xam ne amuñ doole askan wi loolu laa mun a wax ci yéen lu dem ci mbir bi mu laajte jërëjëf. Thank you very much. That's one of the most beautiful questions you can put to me, because as the chairperson of the COVID and responsible for working with this subcommittee, cabinet subcommittee, which is representing almost all the relevant ministries. All ministries are relevant, but the ministries that you know have a direct impact on the COVID have been sitting there. Whatever we did is based on accountability, transparency, and also good governance, because we know we are the resources is not ours. It is entrusted to us, and therefore we have to represent the nation in the best ability we have. There is a procedure and process that is involved in this whole process. The cabinet subcommittee was brought in together by His Excellency to represent him, to sit down and take policy directions that is going to be in line with good governance, transparency, and demonstration of what is needed to the population. When that happened, there were procedures and plans that were put in place. Those procedures and plans were based on frameworks that were developed. You have the framework that has to deal with the humanitarian dimension, and then you have the other framework that has to deal with the clinical and epidemiological dimensions, of which the Ministry of Health is leading. The humanitarian aspect is being led by the National Disaster Management Agency, the agency that is by the Act of Parliament responsible for dealing with disasters, working with the relevant institutions. When they came together, we worked with the Department of Strategic and Policy Division, where these frameworks are developed and interpreted and presented to the technical team, including the ministers, to ensure that whatever we do resonates with the population and the matters that we are going to do. The 84% was reached based on the population information, based on formulas that were going in, and then it was possible, looking at what was available, to be able to reach 84% of the population. And to a point, we said we can reach 100% of the population. Now, how do you do that? We know that it involves money, and there is this issue of accountability. I think every Gambian here knows that this government is a democracy, a true democracy, a democracy that responds to good governance, accountability, transparency, consultative, and inclusive government that cuts beyond this. And it doesn't see itself as a party, because it is led by a person who understands the principles of democracy, who is a pillar of democracy. We came up with certain procedures. The rice that is bought, we have to report back. That 736 million or above that is spent will have to be accountable to the population, to the public. Therefore, we need to follow procedures in how we distribute the rice. Many people have been blaming us. We've been hearing a lot out there. But those things are because people don't understand. I can understand that. We have to get the coupons so that every coupon that is brought in is based on data sets across the region. This is the process of accountability, that we get the data from the various regions, they come, then we have the data set, then the coupons are printed so that everybody who receives will have a coupon for which we have the second stamp in the material for accountability purposes. Yes, there are challenges. As I said, this is one of the biggest humanitarian response that has ever occurred in the Gambia, one of the most generous that has ever occurred in the Gambia. And therefore, when different actors are playing in the game, you must expect some challenges. And some of the duplications that you are hearing, these are human errors, and to err is human, but they are rectified. Everything that comes is subjected to scrutiny and verification. That is why KMC or any other region, if they talk about they have not received yet, is because the data sets that were brought in may have been verified and they found there are some discrepancies, not blaming anybody, so that at the end of the day, there is a reconciliation, there is a verification, there is an effort to convert, to discuss over them and rectify them. And remember, it is the printing press that is supposed to do that, and we are strengthening our institutions because COVID is the time to turn the country around for the betterment. Sometimes there are certain things that occur. It is a good omen for the country to start looking at itself, strengthening itself to get out of that and be resilient in case of any other thing. And that's what we have been doing. The printing press will look, the disaster team will look, the data sets, the governors, the people involved with it will look. And if there are repetitions or if there are duplications, we said some names are double entered, we deal with them and filter them and respond. So that is a process that requires being careful and also engaging. And there were so many competing factors that was involved. We need to remember that we had to print all this information to be able to accountable for every bag of rice, every bag of sugar, every gallon of oil that is going out. That is the reason why. And after all, these are, to err is human, and these are human limitations that do occur even among scientists before they become perfect in what they are doing. So I don't think that should be a sensational news. With all the great work that the Gambia is doing, the great work that this government is doing, the great efforts that have been put in, that is going on, should surpass all those things. These are human errors, and we rectified them. But as I'm talking now, we have dealt with them. All the things, challenges that have been reported
and all the issues that people are talking, sometimes it is a misrepresentation. It is a misrepresentation because if you look at it, we have highly qualified, we have highly experienced, we have specialists in their own areas who come in to make sure that we corroborate, we verify, we deal with all these things because it's going to deal with accountability. We have other institutions who are there to also oversight the oversight functions of the internal audit, of finance, and all the other these things. We will not go without the notice. So these are things that have been going, and it's a systems approach. It is not that one ministry or NDMA alone is doing it. NDMA is dependent on other factors and different sections of the system that will make these things possible. That was why. So it's better to be delayed and get it right than to say we are rushing and tomorrow some people will give misrepresentation of what is happening. We are concerned about accountability. We are concerned about good governance. We are concerned about respecting the freedom and liberties of the people. But also institutions must be respected to do what they are supposed to do. Then, and if it takes few minutes to delay, then I believe it's worth it.
Just for further clarity on the specific data problem in Banjul, I would call on Council Barrow, who is responsible for the data processing at the National Disaster Management Agency, to shed more light on what actually transpired in Banjul regarding the figures and the distribution.
Thank you, Her Excellency. Thank you, Spokesperson. With regards to the methodology that we use during this process to ensure that, as the Vice President mentioned, we want to see that accountability, transparency is applied in this process. This humanitarian response is the first of its kind in the country, as is alluded by the Vice President. So it requires a lot of methodology that you need to apply to ensure that you get the right method for those people who should get. When we talk about this response, we know everybody is suffering in one way or the other, but our natures are different. So the target was that it's supposed to be 100%, but remember also this is resources, whether resources are available. In the rural settings, there's 100%, so we come to the greater Banjul areas, whereby also we have cohort of government officials or civil servants or people whose poverty level are very, very low. And there are a lot of studies or statistics that can prove that the poverty level within the greater Banjul area is very low compared to the rural settings. Coming to Banjul, how Banjul and KMC and part of West Coast region is 50%, is that we realize that a lot of people who are working within the government sector or other organizations are actually living within this area. That has ensured that we come with an exclusion methodology. And also, how do we say that 50% are excluded in Banjul? We ask for data from all the local government authorities. We are working with the mayors, we are working with the governors. We even went further to ensure that nobody is left behind. We created a WhatsApp page where we are communicating with all the governors, the mayors, and we are also using an email link so that any information that we want for their people, let them be the authorities to ensure that those informations are being given. We arrive in Banjul, we request for the data, but already Banjul said they have they have already started collecting their data. Okay, we asked them to send the data. These data were sent to us, and the data were in PDF. We changed the data from the PDF to Excel sheets, which has given us a long time to ensure that we clear this data. And when after clearing data, we send back the data to the Banjul. Because Banjul, the allocation for Banjul is not 100%. It is under the power of the mayor and the team to ensure that who is going to be excluded. Because in the data set from Banjul, you realize that you said accountant, you have, civil servants, you have military personnel at the Hamza Barracks, which we expect. These are the people who are also from other households. They are not actually Banjulians. So if you calculate all those, it has gone up to over 4,000 households, including Hamza Barracks, the police line. We said all these military personnel, they all get theirs in their respective homes in the provinces or in the other parts of Combo. So can you kindly see those households that are not eligible and those households who are very vulnerable, can you clear them and get the percentage that is required for Banjul? Because it's not fair to give a civil servant at the magnitude of grade 11, grade 12 to receive a rise. And we don't have the power also to exclude any Banjulians from this process because it is made clear by the president, it is made clear by the vice president, and even the government itself, you don't want to exclude anybody. So this data is supposed to be cleared by the Banjul, but they said they cannot exclude. And in the data that we have in the Excel, you have accountants, you have everybody. So we said no, if the Banjul City Council cannot take the responsibility, it's the responsibility on us, on the government, to also go and clear this data. This is why Banjul, we have 50% of the population. And coming to the duplications of these printings, it is very clear, it is very eminent. We are also ready for errors in this entire process. And this is why we went further to create a toll-free number for the population to call in the event that an eligible personnel or a beneficiary is supposed to receive, he or she does not receive. You can kindly call 1215. There's already a call center at the NDMA who we are receiving calls of people who were being left out, either based on their political line, based on their tribes, or based on their personal differences between those authorities in the respective regions, to ensure that no eligible person is going to be left behind, because we are talking about transparency, accountability. This is taxpayers' money, and the government is conscious of this process. But we want to ensure that the public to know that there are processes. If you want us to be accountable, give us the due time, because these are scientific methodology that you need to apply. It doesn't mean that government is a philanthropy. A philanthropy can come with a bag of rice and decide who should receive. But this is government of the Gambia. And who are the government of the Gambia is the people. So obviously we need to follow due process to ensure that whosoever should get this rights, you get this. This is the message we have. There is nobody who is going to be excluded based on any other reasons. If you are excluded, we have a justifiable point, the reason why you are justified. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next question. Can you come, please? You have a mic. In Wolof? No, one question. The sun is hot, we are going. The Minister of Finance will answer that question.
jërëjëf si laajte boobu li ma la mën a wax mooy ne ñu ngi fi doon wax affaire procédure te wàllu nguur niñ ko tëraree mooy soo defee li nga war a def ba pare am na ñeneen ñoo xam ne ñu ngi ooyee auditeurs te ñooñu door nañ seen liggéey ba pare xaalis bi naka la génnee marchandise bi ñi nga xam ne ñoo ko doon jëfandikoo soo foog ñu xaar ñoom itam foog ñu jox leen seen cër ñu bind report bi ba report bi su ñëwee den ñu seet lan la ñoo mën a def foog naa loolu nga doon laajte auditeurs yi foog ñu xaar leen parce que dégg tel ne damana tam du issue bi mooy dafa am procédure ku nekk am nga loo war a def ñun li ñu war a def nañ ko auditeurs itam dinañ war a dem ñu vérifier li nga xam ne activités yi yëpp den ñu prépare seen report ñu door koo submit su ko defee booba la ñoo xam lan la ñoo war a def wala niki li ñoo wax ni yëpp ay rumors la allégation waaye ñun li nga xam ne li ñu war a def tey nañ ko waaye auditeurs yi ñoom seen wax moom la ñoo mën a dëgëral loo xam ne binda nañ ko ne lii moo xew nii la demee su ko defee ñun ñu mën a jël di final decision. ñun dey li président Barrow wax mooy lu leer la yaa ngi Gambia te nga soxla ndimbal bi agsi na sa boor xàmmeewut nationalité yaa ngi fi dëkka daf la boole si njabootam gi la boola kii waruta am déedéet loolu président Barrow musu koo wax te koo xam ne am na ndimbal koo xam ne dafa soxla ndimbal te mu ngi dëkka Gambia instruction bi ñu am from président Barrow mooy kooku nañ ko dimbale ak ku munti mel
No, come closer.
abaraka yenyini karo min ke akumaya tabaki mbe folo la ala tola rabbi sindi helman alan so hakilo mi satina nsela kumo moyno ani hakilo mi satina se korosiro keno pour nyin kam ka karanga fe ka tambi mol nyato mi ya lonko wolom jamara habano la kairo na la nyato tati ayeke mbe folo la wolom jinti ko mbe mu muslimo leti de sako muslime kunda nda muslime ya banko kanjang courant nanata wala ibela salola ibela saliwati lulol kekan i couranta docteur ko ibe courant dinne bari ni nyin domoro ke wala ni nyinke ni ko ibe sunna abe batandila la dum abe niyo toralale sariyango ya muna faje ni aje nga folo rabbi sindi helman la alaka diam hakli malle ika muneke ibela moyla ala min so londola aya tambindi nyato illa taala foy tata ya anyi ya marodila londo bunda mi yalon ko ate alale ya di mo wa marila pour que niyo tanka pour nyin kama asew ya rawai yinyante tamala nyamin wolom kuma foloti mbe min fola njamu munelti duniya be sota nyo kanne sanyi mbenga jele mimbe kering nin tatan na banku bato min kata makatul mukaramti muslimol be ye nyatilin damin tala muslimol be jikita min na ni tata sa wasay bitaje mune bije ali ngam fanyinin ka saka kuranga mi yalonko iko ni mol susuta nyo kan abe wajabilale ni mol katata nyokan wala kanata nyokan ise hendo kandi nyokan ay sawun ngamirak ni nga banko be jube duniya kono mimbe kering banko be almamu jamal be kering min ya lon ko dulalto ibe diamula mo be londo sotolde bari lonnal alama alaye jo bari ngamira korosi roketale gambianol nyanta min kelay kana politiko dundi nyin ko kono His Excellency President Baroman politiko dundi nyin ko kono ay banko beleje ayala dimbayal beleje momo be institution to doctoro le fintita nang yere amaro di ya di dunkella iko ali samba nyoma marseto ali samba nyola alla salidulato ali nga soron pour nyin kam man nga yele mo be ba fala ko bawo juma wo yele tam bebi tajele bari sartol fangole be loring iko na wato sita mo kiliyata ay wadani na wadani ta mol ya lon ko sali wato sila yake yato momo e londo soto illa tinga min fo ni manto nya fo na ya fo nye londo mol nyanta tamala londo la ali nga tama londo la mol kam min fo niyo nimbalu niyo la baluo ni tara ko yebula fengo min nay ko ni yake abe modo mantorala abe do mantorala mbe sartol jumale landila pour kaje ko mbe nga nyo tanka muna moti wollom lonnal le sita doctorol sita adim hakili dum mal rabbi sindi helman min yalon ko ala seso hakilola pour ka kuol jube ka fese ka kacha ka jube munnom kuolti min yalon ko banko la nyato tabije jata kende ya bije banko fanante tankam benga tankanga be tanka kati salote tambila nimbalu we keri mbe salilale fonna fadula barni be balu ni mambalu ba keno lale bang ko mi yalon ko ni tata albe nyo sambala benga jele nyin kurango ka kenyamin bankol min yalon ko wolle la londo be nyato wolle la soto be nyato wolle la lopitanol be nyato mo wuli wulol be fala lungolung nal ni ngan na je mutundula jube nyanta karana fele amanke alala baliati ni salite ya amanke alala baliati ni la dimba ya yefo ila dimba ko ali jam fajana jama salo ko ngatala ali ngabula ni watu osbata ni mbe kanatan sina ben ko tenka gat ko ni mol siatale juman salo se kenuko ban nin kuran onatam kombe kuran ni min ka waja bindin kombe o kala bitale bang fulan jango ngamira mol min ya lon ko e kela moy iko hakkilo ko mom kun kono tantan de hakkilo le ka dondi hakkilo le ka tamandi minu ka diamu lonnal mbe wolla minu ya lon ko ya karang ya tari hol karang yela moy nkan suma minula minu ya lon ko wolla jikite tolla ali nga politiko bondi nyin ko kono ali ngam gambia kanu ngam fan kanu ngalla moy kuwol min ya lon ko saratol be min di kanna pour ka je ko ay tama alin kana wuli dron kombe ko kambe démocratie kolom toñalom bari démocratie lafta tambilal de adun lafta wolla bari ani rullom ani regulation ol ni ati nangake nko police ol yeko altol financial loka je ko naltata aliye molje ibe kafun kafdi ali diamundi ali michael muta wala mo dole michael muta kafa mole ko ali jam fa nyoma covid lebe caring ngamira le banko dol fananjele mimbije waton se karanyo fe nga nyola ku kendo jube nga copy isa jense simaya fo ala se makoy bari media alba kata kam bari natar nun ko kubetol minu jama kake aka fintinan mimbe keri jansani ngajele bolon kono kabiri nyildo kun tambila manobe janjanna sukurobe janjanna kiulinobe janjanna molbe dia mola ibe kumol fola miya lonko ibe ala tentula ibe banko tentula ibe minia kata president baro tentula katuko ala ko ni mam mo jayi tate fango jayila president baro la woni banko la nyaton koti molle ya tombong amanka ko aya fanne fay mol kam molle ya tombong ina démocratie adun biring ala ya tombong ka sindi altol la sembola abe ko ke kan akal tolle la ko mira mo be la freedom soto on temu rights activist that ngalo ne mimbe kerin nung jangu di media ndani media la kadu ko kenu nga minke fo fali ngo keda itol yalo ne mamina mba molle la minia lonko imeta kono de walbi janne nga minke ya lonne woto nyim fali ngo mun tolle tati nyim fali ngo manke momo tati na manke tol activist nyol mi ya lonko mbe borla mbe duna satel kono mbe nula mbe din kumol be fola hanni ko hen ngatan la yemuta kan samba woto nyim fali ngo mimbe caring aketa juma nyole aketa tolle media was the most abused institution alning ala temo mbe sunkaro le kono mbe kari dibe banne sanyi mbe kari kairo le kono aliya min soto sanyi I am a living witness to it witness la munti nyin ko kono walati ne ngante city mandum politiko to ngombe nyi mansa kunda mako le katu katele mbondi joya bundato atele kanwa jamfandi atele atina mimbe kerim bi abekala anene buka kenu mo be wojele woto alinga kata ngana instrument ni na tools nyolta nganyim banko semben tuyandi mbe nyim period o min kono mbe adama barala jamano min kono ko be c'est possible je kairo kono woto alinga hakilo murundi koma mimbe kerin nu ani binketa mbe nga lonne mimbe kerin alinga fandi alala nga falingo min kere kake ka sindi alinga tiling wallahi dati nyata atakela teng lafta wole folalie mbal danila alimbe nga de nga bankoje alimbe nga de nga banko tamandi alimbe nga de nga mol makoy ni aje mbebe lola jambe diam la kayrolom kayrole be kerinde democracy le be tering good governance ngam mansa kesoto mi yalon ko fanan ay balafa soto adun aka rule of law no makela moy ala lonnala akela moy ali minu denta kolla woto altol fanan nyanta minkela ko yalon ko abe bankole nyato mafo ko alkana kuma fo min man soto mafo ko aliya ku kamen bari aliya minje ali wa fintindi aliya banke ala lafta wolla kol mam banke lafta la nyamin. This is my personal view. Nden ni bilia la kelo mba temale ali mol nyini kambe minna wallahi nyim fali woni aja be kala ku jamale be kering woto nin alay fali ngo ke fo alay modinna aya tinna fontol bebe lora jibi mbedi amula nyola. You have unlimited access news mi ngomin diata mo ya fo alinga responsible journalism ta alinga responsible reporting ta alinga professionalism ke akono ni lafta pour ka ethics ñol embraid ka fo ko mbem pala ha ni nga controversy ni it's not about controversy, it's about developmental issues. Gambia bota wati kole mbale kono. Gambia bota wati kole mbale kono. Momo niano ila domandingo e min no. Inyanta katalale. Ya deda ibete ya. Ngati nyata mbulu mbetinyala. Pati politiko ba tinala fon mimu banko fangola nafati. Mimu banko fangola dokuwati. Mi yalon ko mbele nyanta degla al momo lafta tarla dami itale along. Bari nanata banko la nyato tato alingake. Banko yeta. Aita nyato. Wallahi ala be korosiro la bara ala manke motide ntol fangale benna palingo mi ngade da ntolle ba de dala adama barola mansa yakono ay bundal minu yelenye ay sembo min di molla ngade da pour ngatum mfangole anin dingole anin sama lofta jele wala I close this.
Yeah, I'm going to have the Minister for Women's Affairs, Honorable Fatou Kinte, to come and give us an update on the program that they have been involved in regarding the fate of women vegetable gardeners and of course men also as well. Madam Kinte.
Thank you very much. I'm speaking on the procurement of the onions, which have been produced by the Gambian farmers, the majority of whom are women. As we are speaking, the Ministry of Agriculture has collected data on the onions that have been harvested across the country. And 612 metric tons of onions have been harvested. And the government of Gambia has made arrangements for the procurement of the onions to be made this week. And a businessman has been identified who is willing to buy all the onions from the women. The Ministry of Trade, my ministry, and Ministry of Agriculture and Finance are working closely together to make sure that all the onions are procured before the end of this week. And when the procurement is taking place, we'll have another press conference where you'll be privileged to ask questions regarding what is being done, and we'll give the appropriate answers. But just to let you know that the onions will be procured this week across the country. Thank you very much.
Well, unfortunately, the sun is blazing. Most of you have been here for a long time. The cabinet ministers have other prior engagements that they have to be involved in. I'm going to ask the Vice President to come and finally thank you all and thank the military and the security services, the cabinet, and everybody who has participated. We also thank you very much, the press corps, for continuously doing the right job. Thank you. Madam Vice President.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. May I take this opportunity to appreciate all of us present here today and those who are out there and have been doing quite a lot of great work to support the COVID pandemic initiative. I would urge all of you to see the Gambia first and nothing else. I will urge all of you to act in good faith, to protect this democracy, the fundamental freedoms of expression and human rights, so that the Gambia will be a model that the whole world will appreciate. We have already set the target for COVID, where 84% of the urban population are receiving food aid, where 100% of the rural population are receiving food aid under the leadership of His Excellency, President Barrow. I think this great gesture, this great humanitarian gesture, using the monies that have been given to the society, to the Gambia, and the Gambian tax money, in a very fair way, in a way that resonates with the population, I think should be appreciated, and I believe we all do appreciate it. What do we need to do? We need to each play our own part and role in this change, the change that has ushered in democracy,
good governance, human rights, fundamental freedom of expression for everybody should be nurtured. What role do we have to play as media? To make sure that we visibilize, we make sure that we support every initiative that will sensitize the population, that will give the population information that is going to make them wash their hands, create social distancing, keep the environment clean, use their face masks. You should start first by wearing the mask, because create the social distancing so that at the end of the day we are all protected, we are all taken care of to be able to live, to be able to contribute to this Gambia and the changes that are taking place. On that note, I want to thank all of you on behalf of His Excellency President Barrow for coming here for us to say thank you to everybody, because it would not have been successful without the support of everyone. But it is important that each and every one of us should play their role effectively. And I want to take this singular opportunity to thank the security forces. They have been exemplary. They have been exemplary to the core. We may be faced with challenges, yes. Human nature is like that. Here we are, we have a democracy, but what we are doing is not also appreciated maybe in some quarters. But we are supposed to do our best. So each and every one of us, I implore you to do your best. I want to say thank you to all the forces that are present here for the great work you have done. You have done great work, and I want to register that. This is the spirit of the new Gambia, where everybody played their role. They've been out there sleeping with the rice, the oil, and the sugar, supporting the governors, the chiefs, and the alkalolus, and the people to make sure that they don't sleep at night. They safeguard these things. They help in the distribution. They help in the loading and offloading. They've been sleeping here. They've been cleaning and packaging. I want to say thank you. You deserve it. You are patriots. You deserve it. Whatever the case may be, you deserve it. I'm telling you, you deserve it. This is the new Gambia. And this change of attitude and behavior is what is expected. We all make mistakes. There's a lot of issues being raised around the security because of the type of governance that was possible, that was there. Now things have changed. People are changing their behavior. We have to appreciate it. When change comes, positive change, we all have to be positive. On that note, I pray that all of us will play our quotas. I want to thank my colleagues in the Cabinet Subcommittee. All this is not my thinking. It is the combination of thoughts, experiences, and different suggestions coming from them from the policy dimensions that we are able to achieve this. More so the technical people who have been engaged. For the NDMA, I think they have shown their mettle. They have shown what they are meant to be done. It is the institution responsible for disaster management in the country. They have been doing it, but this is one of the biggest scales that was very challenging, but they have been up to it through the leadership of the director, Sarah Dahaba, and his team. He leads by facilitating. He leads by advising. And I want to say thank you, Sana, for the great work you have done. I also want to thank, you really need that. I want to also take the opportunity to thank the young people. When we started, there wasn't a time when I said, we have been waiting for the last 3 days and we could not get young people from the Gambia who would take this responsibility. And I had delayed it because I wanted them to benefit, because there was a lot of money in paying, in offloading and uploading. And because there were other people coming from other regions, from the sub-region, I thought the Gambians need more. I thought the Gambians also need to be exposed. But what happened? It was being deflected. Deflected to mean that my children are out there enjoying something, and I want these people to do this type of job. But I am very happy to say that the young people who understand where I am coming from express their appreciation for the observation I have made to encourage them to come and engage in national building. Whether you are a graduate, whether you are whatever, if anything comes that requires national responsibility, I think we should all come out and sit. I, as the Vice President, was coming here on a daily basis, to come and support the team because it's a national call. We must be patriotic. We must be nationalistic, irrespective of where. Other countries and exposures that I have seen PhD holders carrying buckets, going to do national responsibility. This is what you have. Take it. And it's not that it's going to be done for nothing. Rather than going out, and when I called on the youth, I called them because I felt they deserve to be engaged. This is their country. They should take leadership. And I am very happy that they responded. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you for all the efforts that they did. We are friends. We are your parents. We are your government. And we have to be honest to you and be transparent to you, to call you to accountability if things are not going right. And that is exactly what I did, to call your attention. And I'm happy that you have responded. They have responded. They have now formed themselves into a group who are going to be responsible for managing certain things when there are national calls, and they will earn money out of it. Rome was not built in a day. All of us who have traveled abroad have done some toilet cleaning. We have done dishwashing. We have done everything, and we've paid school fees of our children out of that. So if the Gambian youths are called to this national call, it should be a pride because it's history. This has never happened. It's history. Therefore, I urge the young people, this is your time, this is your country, engage constructively, work, do everything you can to rise to another level. If it means getting the money to go for training, or you want to pay for training, get it. People were receiving more than 5,000, 3,000, 6,000, 9,000. Some business people were paying 90,000 for offloading and downloading. So those who worked, gain it. And I want Gambian youths to benefit. Because this is what President Barrow says. Let us empower the youth. They are the future direction. Let us give everybody, they cannot be the same. We are never the same, and we will never be the same. So let us understand where we are coming from and engage constructively and involve and improve our lives. So on that note, I want to say thank you very much to those young people who were here since that call, and they did extremely well. They worked very well, and those youths also who came from the sub-region and were supporting this process to earn their livelihoods. I respect all of you. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and to thank all other actors in the system. I have seen great improvement. I want to take special appreciation to the Ministry of Finance and all the relevant institutions under the Ministry of Finance for what they have done in making sure that monies were paid on time to those who brought the food. We made sure that the transporters are also going to be paid before the end of the day. Their monies will flow. And there was no hitch in those things, but we have to follow processes, due diligence. We have to make sure that because we are going to be accountable, we have to protect that accountability and good governance to move forward. I want to say thank you. And to the media, please do the great job. You are the fourth arm of the nation. This is your change. This is your change. This is your change. I was part of you. And you can see your colleagues right in the center. What are you doing to promote this government? Not to promote them with lies. No, but project what is there. Project what is there. We have been together. You have this space today because of the efforts you have made. Let us not destroy it. Let's not create a dictator. Let us make sure that we go by the rules and responsibilities and regulations. On that note, I thank you all for being here. And I want to say thank you to His Excellency President Barrow for giving me the opportunity to be the chairperson of the Covid-19. It will continue as we move forward. And it won't be long when you hear him to come up with another address of the nation through which you could pick your clue to move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings, 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
When me touch down, better broke down.
With Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.